We have some business owners and even nonprofits who they tend to manage by their bank statement. So they'll look at their bank statement if they have cash in there, but it really doesn't tell them the whole story of their business. But once we help them organize the accounting data, they know more about their business than ever before. And it's really exciting for them to kind of see how it all fits together versus just focusing on the operations and not so much the back-end data.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of It Depends, a podcast series brought to you by Hanseman Weeble. You know that if you've ever talked to an accountant, they've told you, well, it depends. This podcast series is for business owners, leaders, operators, accountants, or someone just wanting to learn more about the accounting industry. I'm your host, Clarissa Hoffman. Today, I am joined by Matt Dean to talk about outsourced accounting. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a partner here at Hanseman Weeble, and I head up our outsourced accounting practice. I've been here, I think, over 20 years. So I started off in audit, and now I'm in outsourced accounting.
So first, can you tell us what outsourced accounting is?
So outsourced accounting really is a spectrum of services. So it's not just accounting. We try to serve as our clients' entire accounting and finance departments. So it includes the foundational work like accounting, bookkeeping, bill pay, payroll, that type of work. But we also can do more advanced services, things like month-end close and helping with their financial statement audit and helping them with cash flow projections and other type of work that a CFO would normally do, but they're able to outsource all that to us and then take that off of their plate so they can focus more on their mission or, sales growth, things like that.
So it certainly seems like by streamlining your services, you find some cost effectiveness.
Yeah, definitely, because for our clients, they can get us to help with the outsourced accounting and the finance work, and they're not having to hire a full-time person to do that. So they're able to, use us part-time if they need to, or, again, we can service their entire accounting department, but as they need to add services, they can do that incrementally, whereas, instead of needing to hire a full-time CFO, they could just offload some of that work to us. And then, we like to grow alongside of them so they're able to, we could start doing, say, cash flow projections for them instead of, again, having to hire a full-time CFO.
How does outsourced accounting streamline day-to-day activities?
We use a lot of technology to help clients do that. We'll take a look at their existing processes and their existing technology and see what they're using currently, and then help them set up some new technologies that will really help them kind of get out of doing manual work and we try not to do anything paper-based. We do everything cloud-based so that, we're not having to scan and send documents back and forth or no one's having to drop off paper documents to us. So that's where we really add a lot of efficiency because we're the experts at this. We have software platforms that we've picked out and we've trained on, so we're really familiar with them. So if there's some pain point for them, we try to identify that and then again help them get a process set up so that it goes a lot more smoothly.
So as you said, streamlining those processes allows the organization to focus on their mission or their other goals.
Exactly, right.
Can you share a real-life example of how outsourced accounting has transformed someone's business?
We have a few examples like that we've done over the last couple of years, especially where one thing that comes to mind is we have some business owners and even nonprofits who they tend to manage by their bank statement. So they'll look at their bank statement if they have cash in there, but it really doesn't tell them the whole story of their business. So, it's really hard to flip through your bank statements and identify trends where your expenses are going or where money's coming in. So we've had cases where we'll take that data and help them, again, put in processes so that they can get the data into the accounting system easily. Once the accounting data is cleaned up and they're able to bring that data in timely, we can really help them use that data to make decisions. Accounting sometimes will get put on the back burner, but it's really important for clients to know where their money's going, know what's working for their business. So that way, again, we can help them use that historical data combined with their knowledge of their business to have more forward-looking information for them. Because we've had clients that, they know the operational side of their business, but once we help them organize the accounting data, they know more about their business than ever before. And it's really exciting for them to kind of see how it all fits together versus just focusing on the operations and not so much the back-end data. For example, one of the nonprofits we worked with, they had a really hard time getting their audit completed. They had a really hard time complying with compliance requirements with their lender. So a lot of that was because their accounting data wasn't kept up to date on an ongoing basis. So they're always trying to catch up. They're always trying to catch up their accounting data when it was time to do the audit, which was really challenging. So when we came in, again, we helped them set up new processes and new technology and got them up to speed on that. And then with that, we're able to help them with monthly accounting closes so their data is updated and they know what's happening within the organization. What also was really exciting was their audit got done really quickly with no adjustments, no management letter comments, anything like that. So that was a huge change for that organization to go from, the audit being this big deal where it was painful for them to try to put all the information together versus we just handle all that for them and we work with another CPA firm to get their audit done.
So that was one example of how we collaborate with our outsourced accounting clients. Can you provide more examples of how we collaborate with them?
Well, on the collaboration side, frequent communication is really important for this type of relationship. For example, we have a software tool where clients can upload documents to us securely and electronically so that everyone on our team that needs it has access to it. There's also messaging through there, so it's a lot more secure than email. But what really sets this apart and makes it work really well is regular meetings with our clients. We try to set up weekly meetings with them. Some of it's accounting, some of it's going over other issues they're having or whatever questions they have for us. But that really keeps us in constant contact with them, so each of us is on the same page and we know what's going on and we know what their challenges are and we can help them with those.
What signs should an organization look for to help them make the decision as to whether or not it's a right time to outsource their accounting?
There's not always one sign, but some of them include things like, are they getting data timely? Are they getting their accounting reports timely? The audit example is one. Is it a struggle to get their audit done, or are they having a lot of audit adjustments? Those are all good signs. It's time to look for another solution. Another good time is if somebody's, say, retiring or leaving the organization. That's a good time to make this type of transition from a person on staff to an outsourced accounting solution like this, because they're in a transition point anyway then, so it's good then to explore other avenues for that.
What steps does Hanseman Weeble take to ensure a smooth and pain-free transition process?
We have some dedicated onboarding team members here so that it really makes it easy for the client, because the onboarding team members will walk them through the process, will get the software set up, we'll make sure the client's familiar with the software they need to be interacting with so that they can work with us in those platforms. And then really the onboarding process goes on for a few weeks, and the onboarding team, they've done this many times, so they've seen it, they know what issues to expect. So that's really a key part there as far as making sure that's a smooth process so that the client's comfortable with what we're doing and we make sure we're getting all the information we need from them.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Matt.
Sure, thank you. So what's your next podcast topic going to be?
Well, it depends.